time, there was a girl who loved to read manga. She'd spend hours each day reading her manga in the fields of flowers. Oh, how they'd laugh together, just having so much fun. One day, when the girl and her manga were out for a walk...
Wait a minute, this isn't how I read manga at all. Let me show you how it actually is. He's hot. Hey guys, what's up and welcome back to my channel. So today we're gonna be talking about manga, and if you don't know what manga is, it's like a Japanese comic book slash graphic novel that they gear towards adults and kids and everyone in between. It's just all around a very good time and I love it. I have been a collector of manga since high school. I want to say 2015. However, I wasn't as big of a collector as I am now. This past year, especially with COVID and everything that's been going on, and we're all stuck inside, and Amazon having Prime and 2-day shipping, I decided that I would reread some of my manga and then purchase a lot more. So with that being said, I thought I would do a little video giving you guys some of my favorite mangas slash recommendations, I guess. I don't know, I've been collecting for a while. I've got some pretty good ones on there. I'm definitely nowhere near some collectors who I see have like 800 plus books. I think I'm just under 200 right now with like 20 on the way. But anyways, let's get our first recommendation. That's right, you guessed it, Run High School Host Club. Now, a lot of you might have seen the anime, and the anime is absolutely beautiful. I love the manga just as much. The style is actually a little bit different in the books than it is to the anime, which does weird me out a little bit, and there's definitely, like, I think translation errors in these. Maybe it's just my copies. I got these secondhand from a girl. I got the whole series for like 40 bucks. It was a really good deal. But some things get a little lost in translation, but you know what? It's fine. I know what they're trying to say, but it is such a good series. I'm about on book 6 myself because I'm actually just reading these now after having them for so long. It's ridiculous. They've just been on my shelf. But supposedly, you know, they get together, and that makes me, I'm like, spoiler alert, but like, oh, I'm so excited to be reading it. If you've seen the anime, awesome. If not, let me give y'all a little rundown. So basically, it is about this girl called Haruhi, and she is a scholarship student to Run Academy, and she's like a commoner. Basically, Run is a school for the rich kids and the rich and beautiful, as Tamaki senpai would put it. And she was just trying to find a quiet place to study, and she goes into this room. It was a host club, and she breaks a really expensive vase, and then she has to pay it off, and that's the beginning of the love story, except he calls himself daddy, and I'm like, ugh. So it's really cringy, but it's really funny. It is such a cute romantic comedy, and I love it so much. Let's go get my second recommendation. Alright, so series number 2 that I recommend is a completed series. It is a shorter series. This is probably my favorite author right now, and it is Yoko Nogiri. I hope I'm pronouncing that right. I absolutely love her art style. I have one of her previous series, which is That Wolf Boy Is Mine. It is so good. No, it's not as cringy as it sounds. It is so good, but this is a series called Love in Focus, and it focuses on this girl who has a passion for photography, and she has a problem with not looking at the actual world and looking it through the lens. A boy who doesn't like his photo taken, and the childhood friend who obviously has a crush on her that doesn't win. Very, very, very good series. I think it's so cute. She's absolutely adorable, and like, they live in like a student house, and they're all the photography club students and stuff, and she just like slowly breaks him out of his shell because it's just so sweet. I don't want to spoil it. There's like a big twist in it regarding him, so I can't say too much, but it is very, very cute. Obviously, it is a love story. It is super predictable and cheesy, but I love shoujo mangas that are super cute and cheesy. This, however, is only a 3-part series, so it has just got the first book, the second, and the third. So it is a nice, super quick and easy read. I can't get enough of this. It's so good. I love this author so much. Anyways, let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next series actually recently got an anime adaptation. I believe it started in February this year and it just finished that I'm aware of, hoping for season 2, and that is Hermia. Oh my goodness, if this is not like the cutest romance, adorable manga ever. I'm so glad they did so well with the anime adaptation. They left out a few key points that they had in the manga, which was a little upsetting. But I ain't too mad because like the character design was really, really good and pretty close to the book, so I was really happy about that. But the books, oh my gosh, they're so good. So I have up till book 10. I have 11 to 14 on order, and I'm not sure if that's where it ends. I haven't heard anything, but that's where I will have up to. And basically, this is a story of Hori and Miyamura, and it is like a love story. I'm sorry, like the only mangas I own are basically like love stories. But he is like the glasses kid in class, the dark, the gloomy, no one wants to talk to him. And she is like peppy, outgoing, but then she never goes anywhere after school with her friends because she has to look after her little brother. But then it's funny, and the story progresses when her little brother was playing after school with his friends and stuff, and he like scrapes his nose, and this guy brings him home, and this guy has like tattoos and piercings, and it's Miyamura, the gloomy glasses guy, and she's like, huh? What is happening? And thus their love story begins. I'm not gonna get really into it. I'm like, I think it was around book 3. Hori, I'm like, are you a sadist? Is that the one that likes being hit? Is that a sadist or a masochist? I can't remember, but it's really funny. 10 out of 10 would recommend. And like the spines are so cute and colorful. Look, I love a good colorful spine. They's done good. If I actually had to recommend one series, I love this series. I think it's so cute, and it doesn't just base off of the 2 main characters. There's actually character development for like their close friends and stuff, which I think is awesome because like, don't get me wrong, I love a cheesy main just focusing on the one couple thing, but I'm like, it's something else when you get like other characters too, you know, like it feels more realistic in a sense. So this was super cute and definitely made me want to have proper high school romance. However, I was that weeby kid that no one wanted to talk to, so that's just making me sad. Anyways, let's move on to the next recommendation. Alright, so this next one is actually the beginning of a series. If the whole series is out, I would have bought it all already. But that is Mint Chocolate. Now, my dad actually purchased this for me because I was going through a little bit of a rough time, and that was really sweet of him. So this book is fairly new, and I have only read it once. So I'm still getting the gist of the story, so I'm gonna read from the back for you guys. So, when Nanami finally gets a chance to meet her mom's new husband and his son, the last person she expects is one of her classmates, Kyohei Suzumura. Not only is her new stepbrother cool and completely unapproachable, but even worse, he is the crazy hot guy that Nanami's been crushing on for months. Only time will tell how Nanami's unexpectedly forbidden romance will play out. And then they leave you on a cliffhanger at the end of the book, and I'm like, grr. However, I have number 2 on pre-order, and it should be arriving any day now because it was released on the 20th. This is so good. I originally did not think I was ever gonna read this series because I'd been to the bookstore a few times, saw the cover, and I didn't really like the cover style. I'm a big visual person. If the cover doesn't really interest me, I don't generally go towards it. However, I don't like a lot of the Ruan High School Host Club covers, and I love that series. So I gave it a chance. I opened it up and I'm like, wait, the art style is actually fantastic and I love it. So this is a very good read. It is so freaking cute. I can't. But like, think about it. I'm like, it can only go one way. I mean, like, she has a crush on this guy. They live together in the same house together. So anyways, I hope their love flourishes, and I hope he stops being stubborn, and I hope she stops being clumsy and really, like, super obvious about it. Anyways, this is a really good read. I love shoujo manga, so yeah. Let's move on to the next one. Alright, so this next series I actually just finished recently, and it is a completed series. There's nothing I love more than a good completed series. However, it did kind of like leave me on like loose strings at the end. Like there were like some things that weren't wrapped up, but like the main part was wrapped up, so like it doesn't really matter. And that is Waiting for Spring. This was such a cute manga series. The girl and the guy were so cute together. I loved this series so much. So it is about a girl, and she kind of like wasn't really able to make friends when she was little. I don't know if she just wasn't very outgoing. But anyway, she made one friend, Aya, and she would always hang out with her, and they were like BFFs. Now come high school, she makes one friend who's like Reina, and she's very, very outgoing, loves the basketball team. But then Aya comes back from studying abroad, and he's actually a dude, which throws her off. Childhood friends, they still never win. The main girl, Mitsuki, she becomes friends with the 4 attractive guys on the basketball team, and of course there is one that catches her eye more than others. Long story to go through it. Basically, you know, tournaments, and she goes and supports and all that fun stuff, and you know, he opens up about his feelings, and it's very, very good and so cute, and she like makes more friends, and it was so good, and I'm like, Mitsuki's grown up, my darling. But honestly, in all honesty, I was like, okay, yeah, the main couple's gonna get together, but there was a side couple, and I'm like, they need to get together. And I was like so shook. I'm like, it's getting like book 12 or 13. I'm like, y'all need to get together soon. Like, you're my OTP of this whole series. Like, I know the main couple will get together, but like, y'all need to get on it. Get together already. I'm very happy about this series. So this is a completed series, and it is 14 volumes, though it's kind of more so like 13. I don't understand what they were doing with the 14th one. It was really all over the place. So like, you don't even really need the 14th one. You're just buying to 13 if you don't want to spend the extra $10, $11 US, and $15 Canadian. You could probably go without it. I got it because I thought there was going to be a continuation, but it was just kind of like a lot of like side stories, like the manga version of like OVAs and animes. It was just a bunch of random side stories that like took place within the actual storyline. So I was like going back, I'm like, oh yeah, okay, that makes sense. So yeah, book volume 14 was weird. I don't really know what they were doing there, but regardless, it is a really cute series and I definitely recommend. With all that said, let's move on to the last recommendation. Alright, and we'll leave that for the next manga video. So that is it for this video, guys. I hope you enjoyed my shoujo romance recommendation. I could have gone on for hours. Alas, though, I had to keep it under a certain amount of time because, you know, things can get boring in large quantities. So anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed. If you have any manga that you think is super awesome and I must read it, leave that in the comments below so that I can read it and maybe we can fangirl together. But that is it for this video. I love you guys a lot and I will see you in the next one. Bye!